What's going on, Devin? Hey, how you doing there, Crypto? What's going on? What's going on? Back with the WNBA today. What's up, BG? Give it a few moments here, see how many folks come on and join the live stream here with us, and we'll discuss today's games, man. A couple interesting factors. All right. Hey, how you doing there, Tim? All right, Tim. Yeah. When I post that up, I'm gonna post it up soon. I mean, it's definitely gonna be something that I'll do over the weekend. I'm definitely gonna set that up. So, what I need from you, if you want to get a direct invite, just give me right here on the chat board. You can leave me your Fanduel player game tag, and I'll send that over to you. I'll send you an invite. I'll add you to the invite list. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Crypto. The NFL now, yeah, I'm getting ready to go, man. I apologize for those who are probably waiting for that strategies video, man. I've been so hectic. I started doing what I needed to do to put that together for you guys, but I have not actually done the video yet. Hopefully, over the course of these next 2 days, I'll be able to get that done. OG, what's going on? What's going on, T-Dot? World Peace. What's going on, buddy? Angel Guard. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, let me just open up this chat window. What am I doing here? Let me pop this out here, and we'll get rocking and rolling, guys. Alrighty, now we good. Now we good. Hey, we have that, just real quickly before we get rocking and rolling. We do have, I think when I last checked, I don't know if anybody has checked the 20-player DFS Zone tournament for tonight, the $2 buy-in with the top 3 cashing. When I last checked, it was 18. We only need 2 more to fill that up. So if anybody's interested, in the description of this actual live stream, if you look down there, I added the link to the actual entry. So if you're interested in entering that, I think we have 2 more spots left. And of course, like I said before, and I know a few of you have asked, is about the NFL DFS Zone league. I'm gonna do that. I'm thinking $5 entry, and so that's a commitment, $5 a week. And that's going to be only for the Sunday main slate. So if anybody's interested in that, you can leave. If you are interested in that and you happen to be here on the live show today, just put your game name that you have here on FanDuel on there. And what I'll do is when I set it up, I'll send an invite to you immediately. So that's going to be for 20 players. And if that fills up pretty quickly and we need more players, we need to do another one, I'll do another one. I'll commit myself to $5 a week for 2 leagues. I have no problem with that. It's just another way for us to just be able to spend some time and get to know each other better, and to be able to continue to play daily fantasy sports and give some of you an opportunity to build up your bankroll. Because, I mean, one time, if you play once a week and you pay $5 and you happen to pull that one out, that's, you're talking about possibly I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are. I think it's like $70 or $80, for the winner to come in first, and that's not too bad. And then I'm going to do a point total at the end of the year, and then we'll have a playoff. Top maybe 4 teams or top 6 players will play in a playoff during the playoff series all the way to the conference championship. And then, like I said, my plans is to give an award away. I don't know what the prize will be as of yet for the winner, but there will be something that I will definitely hand out to that winner of the football pool, the football playoff, the football league that we have when we conclude it. So if anybody's interested in that, again, I just need a gamer tag, what you go by here on Fanduel, and I'll definitely will send an invite. If you wish to put your email address, you can do that. All right, so before we get going, man, like always, guys, I appreciate you guys drop a like on the live show. It definitely helps me out. I appreciate that some of you have been doing that, especially in my first look videos earlier in the day, which is fantastic. The actual likes have been improving, and that helps my channel. It's going to help grow the community as well. So, I definitely would appreciate if you drop a like on the live stream. Other than that, before I go over the actual slate, we'll go over the actual slate. We got a little bit of news in the slate. Obviously, we don't know what's the deal with Delle Donne. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I know that she's a game time decision. For me, she is definitely a no-go. I don't think she's going to play, and even if she was to play, I think that she's definitely someone that everyone should be fading. I don't think that it's like a no-brainer, at least for me. So I'll leave that up to you guys to make that decision. We do know that Stephanie Talbert is out. She has a concussion, and she left the game the other day, so she's out. And what that does, obviously, it opens the doors, obviously, for some value somewhere else. I mean, maybe Miss Mitchell. I'm also looking at Miss Robinson, Miss Turner. These 3 girls, and maybe even lower value like maybe Camille Little may get some time. The whole thing here, guys, like always, I always say here, it's so difficult to gauge. This is not like the NBA. You're going to see when we start playing NBA that we can actually really get a good gauge of who are the rotational players, who's going to come off the bench, and when someone is injured, who's going to get the minutes. WNBA, we don't seem to have a good pattern with that, and that's a little choppy with that, and makes it very difficult for us to make decisions on who's going to actually play and who's going to get minutes when someone is hurt. So with Delle Donne more than likely not playing, right now I really don't know who's going to fill in. I'm looking at, obviously, T-Hawk is going to get an uptick in minutes. I would assume she's probably the best player coming, that plays off the bench, that can actually come in and probably be able to help. Granted, I've been telling you guys all along the Delle Donne combination with Sanders was the best front court matchup in this series, and now unfortunately with her out, and if she's out for an extended period of time, definitely the advantage is now for Atlanta. There's no doubt about it. With a healthy Breland and a healthy E. Will up front, I just see it now. Atlanta, for me today, going into today, I'm gearing myself towards the Atlanta front court as well as possibly the back court. But I think Washington may go small here, and you may see more time for Cloud. Obviously, Tolliver is going to get a uptick. She's definitely going to have to play some more minutes, even more so than she has been playing. But with going back to Stephanie Talbert, I mean, it really comes down to right now, I think that I see definitely Yvonne Turner and Leilani Mitchell as well as Angel Robinson getting a little bit more minutes in this actual game. So that's where I'm at as far as those players that are not playing. As far as the best matchups, obviously, I still like the Atlanta. I still like Atlanta with Hayes and Bentley, obviously Hayes as the penetrator, and Bentley as that backcourt shooter for Atlanta over Washington. But like I said, Washington, in a situation like this with no Delle Donne, everybody's going to have to really step up. Everybody's going to have to contribute, and I really see where Tolliver is going to have to probably have a decent game. I don't think she, we already have discussed it before. For me, I don't think she has that major upside, and Atlanta's really, really been tough on her. But if Cloud, I think that Cloud can have a nice game today, and maybe Ariel Atkins, one of the two, may step up and have big minutes and be able to be a big contributor. That will keep Washington in this game a little bit, but they're gonna need Atkins and Cloud, and of course Tolliver to have big games, and they're gonna need Miss Hawkins up front to play well if they're gonna have a shot here. With T Hawk playing, I still, it's tough to gauge what's gonna happen here. I don't know if Hines Allen is gonna get any minutes. Don't know if Crystal Thomas is gonna get any minutes. If you wanted to really take a stab at Crystal Thomas, I mean, she really hasn't played a whole lot, man. I mean, it's tough to gauge that. But at home, if anybody was interested, she's averaging about 9 minutes playing time at home during the course of this season, and averaging 44% field goal percentage and 60% from the free throw line. But I'm not buying into it. But that is a possible viable play if you guys were interested in Crystal Thomas being a sneaky play today. Might be. It's just hard to gauge if they're going to just strictly go with Hawkins with T-Hawk, or they're going to give Hines Allen and Crystal Thomas some playing time. So for me, I definitely like Hawkins better. Overall, down here, as far as in this game, Atlanta versus Washington, Billings, Hawkins, McGee, Stafford, those three girls there, I definitely feel all three of them are going to get some playing time. It's just a matter, again, we don't know whom is going to go off. Monique Billings has some of the better numbers. Versus Washington, she's shooting 48% and 55% from the 48% from the field, from the floor, which is pretty good, and averaging about 11, almost 12 points per game, which is 3 or 4 points higher than her average. So, if you want to gauge it with that, maybe a possibility, Billings, but they have not played her that often in this series. Hawkins, Polly is the best player out of the two that are 4K. With Hawkins averaging 40% at home shooting and 34% from three. Versus Atlanta, she's shooting 41%, not shooting that well from three, 25%. That's 9% less than she has been shooting at home against other opposition. So maybe Hawkins still is a viable play. I think she's capable of getting you 20 as long as she gets sufficient enough minutes. She's been, she's got 10, 11. If she can get 16 or 20 minutes, she has a possibility to put up better numbers. McGee Stafford at 3,700 for Atlanta, she's been getting a little bit of time on the floor as well. So it's just hard. She got 10 prior to the playoffs, and in the 2-game series thus far, in the 2 games, only 8. But that 8 minutes in the last game, she put up 10. I don't have no idea if they're going to go back to the well with her again today, and that's the whole troublesome thing here about making these decisions on a value play. But a little tip here, and I'm sure some of you guys have used that, is that you can always look back at the prior games. You look at the Fanduel, who won. You can look at the top 10 players that won the last event, and you'll see this. Players like Turner, players like Canada, surprise players. Canada was a big surprise for Seattle in the last game. But, these girls were in some of those lineups, and most of those lineups that won in the top 10. So that's something that these are things that you guys should be looking over. I do them consistently, get an idea of who are the better players and how well and what their mindset may be about how they are aligning their lineups. Of course, some of them are Sharks, and the Sharks obviously have the financial backing to play a couple of $1,000 a night if they want to. And so they basically have the leverage there as far as bankroll is concerned. So they can make multiple lineups, and maybe one of their lineups will hit and make all their money back. So that's the whole thing. But for us smaller players that don't have large bankrolls, that's a viable way for us to get at least an idea of how people are thinking and how are they going about setting up their lineups. It's definitely always look at who has won the last few events, and what scores they score, and what were the actual players and lineups they used. I'm not saying to go ahead and use those lineups, but I'm just saying that is a strategic way for you to get an idea and a gauge of who you may want to target, considering that this is a 5-game series. Well, in this case, it may end, for Phoenix tonight on 3 games. But when there's a series like this, that's where you can get a better gauge of how you may want to structure your lineups. But here at the bottom, T-Hawk definitely in play for me. In the Seattle-Phoenix game, as far as value, with Talbot out, obviously, for me, it's Yvonne Turner, Lalani Mitchell. I would think they're going to get an uptick in minutes. And I think in the front court, it'll be Angel Robinson, because Angel Robinson is the one that was coming in and replacing Talbot or Dawana Bonner when, they wanted to make some switches. So Angel Robinson, to me, at 3,200, she's still fairly priced. That's a good price for her with the possibilities. I mean, Angel's done well against Seattle in 3 games, 67% field goal percentage, and shooting, getting about 2.5 rebounds a game and averaging about 11, 12 fantasy points. And she has rebound upside. Okay, very, very important. I look at that as well. She's capable of getting you 7, 8, 9 rebounds in a 15, 20-minute span. She's done it several times this year if you look at her numbers. So Angel Robinson has rebound upside, and that in turn for us will turn over to some good solid fantasy points. So that's why I like Angel at 3,200. I think she's not bad. Langhorne was good in her last outing. I had told you guys for game 1 I really like Langhorne as a good play at 4,200, and I wasn't on her in the second game, and she played better in the second game. And at guard, like I said here, I mean, for me, these guards up here in front, Bonner, Taurasi, Bird, and Lloyd, this is a great matchup the whole entire series. These girls are going to play massive minutes, so obviously you want to be on one of these girls. If you can get 2 of them in your lineup, you will be definitely okay. I don't see no problem whatsoever with either pairing up Taurasi with Bird, Taurasi with Lloyd, or Bonner with Bird, or Bonner with Lloyd, or basically going with Bonner, Taurasi as a team stack, and actually stacking up Bird and Lloyd together, because they're fine. These numbers here and these prices are pretty good for these girls. I mean, their upside is high. I mean, even Lloyd at 6,500, she has 45, 50 point upside. She's capable of getting you 8, 9x, So I'm really, really surprised that she is still at that price at 6,500. I think those are the better plays. So I think, again, man, Turner, Leilani Mitchell, hey, those are the best plays at guard as far as value play in the Seattle-Phoenix game. And then down here in the bottom tier, Robinson is definitely in play. You can't sleep on Peters a little with Phoenix. Who knows? They may get a few minutes. I still think the best play is Robinson. And then for Seattle, obviously on the bottom tier here, I think Langhorne is the best bet other than Paris. I would definitely go with Langhorne and pay up as opposed to Paris or Lewis. All right, let me take a look and see what's going on here. So let me just say hello to a few guys. Yes, Serve, how you doing, buddy? Sir Dave, how you doing there, Sir Dave? Tori, how you doing there, buddy? Devoris, how we doing? Randy Ortega, what's going on? Adam Vaughan, welcome. Who gets Talbot's minutes? Okay, that's one of the first questions. Talbot's minutes, yeah. I think it's going to come down to Leilani Mitchell and Yvonne Turner sharing some of those minutes. And then in the front court, I could see an uptick for Angel Robinson. I really believe that Angel Robinson is going to get some more minutes today. But then again, you just never know with the WNBA. It may be even Little may get a few more minutes. She did play a few minutes after the concussion. But Robinson, I think, is going to probably get a little bit more minutes today. All right, Henry, I got that. Cool. Papa Cash, you go by both on Fanduel and DK. I got you, buddy. Okay, Elena Deladon is out. Thank you, Tori. Talbot minutes is split up between Little, Turner, and others. Yeah, I believe so. I believe it's going to be Leilani Mitchell, Yvonne Turner, and as well as Angel Robinson. All right, Jonathan, I got that. Thank you. I will definitely forward you the information regarding the NFL League. Deladon is out. Yeah, James Perkins. Yep, same thing, James. Yeah, Leilani Mitchell, as well as, at least for me, that's my opinion. I think Leilani Mitchell's going to get some time on the floor today. Definitely Yvonne Turner's going to get a few more minutes. And I would say Angel Robinson. And I would not be surprised if Camille Little or Peters get some run, but maybe more so Little, because she used to be a former starter. Who is starting in her place? I would think it's going to be T-Hawk. Tiana Hawkins, I think, is going to start. Yep, Tiana Hawkins. Yeah, Tim. Yeah, I think Atlanta. With. I mean, it's going to be a tough task for Washington without Deladon. I mean, you're talking about someone. You're taking a 5-tool player off a team that puts up 20+ points a game on average, 9 to 10 rebounds a game. Shoots 40 plus percentage from the field goal range from the floor, and over 35% from three. She defends. She can shoot the three. She has field goal percentage is good. 3-point percentage is good. Free throw percentage is good. On top of as many times I told you guys, she's also a very nice looking lady. It's just a shame that she is hurt. I felt so bad for her when I saw that happen the other night. So yeah, definitely Atlanta should definitely have a much easier time here. Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins. I mean, I've been on her. I mean, I know for a fact she's capable of getting you 30 or more. If she's gonna get 30 minutes, well, she averages about 26, 27. I can see her getting more than 30 minutes. She got 29 and 25 over the first two games, so that's about 27 minutes average thus far. I could see her getting 30, 31 today. Yeah, and especially if she's shooting the rock. If she's shooting the ball well, they're going to keep feeding it to her because she could be very explosive. She is capable, AA, Ariel Atkins, of getting you 30, almost a good. I would say she's good for 8x 40. Crystal Thomas, I think, really valued today. Crystal Thomas, Angel Guard, yeah. Could be a possibility. Could be a possibility. I did mention her. I think it's going to be more so, for Washington. I think it's just going to be T-Hawk. But she may get some time. She may. Yeah, I haven't spoken about Curry, and that's a good person you bring up. Yeah, Monique Curry hasn't been really. She's been like really out of the radar in this series thus far. And with Deladon out, yeah, there is that possibility Monique Curry could get some time on the floor. Now, James, yeah, I'd never sleep on Tolliver. I'm not on her. I think it's still a tough matchup for her, but she's going to have to step up and be like the MVP of this team today. I expect her to take massive amount of shots, but they need to open up the floor for her. I mean, because she needs to open space. She's not one of those. She needs a little bit of space so that she can get herself to take her shots. I truly believe that she's going to do everything she can for this team today, but I think it's a lot for her. I think she's going to definitely need someone. I'm more banking on Natasha Cloud to have the bigger game, or Ariel Atkins, than Christy Tolliver. Who's starting for Talbert? I would think, I think Angel Robinson's going to start. That's where I think she's going to get the increased minutes. Angel Robinson will start. Angel Robinson has started before Talbert and Camille Little. Camille started before that, but Talbert got on there, and then she didn't relinquish that position after she started hitting shots. But with her out, yes, I say is Angel Robinson, and I wouldn't be surprised if Miss Little gets a little time more on the floor. T-Dot, is tonight the night that Griner goes off. Griner still has a tough matchup. There's no doubt about it. We know she has 50-point upside. We have discussed that. We know that already as WNBA fantasy players. But it is a tough matchup to deal with Stewart. What I like is that both girls are about the same as far as numbers are concerned in their series against one another. And, if you're going to go by that, I would rather go with Stewart. I mean, she's just a little more athletic. And she is $500 cheaper so that you can just purchase even a better player if you wanted to, but Griner is definitely in play. If I can find here her numbers. World Peace says bank on Atkins tonight. Yeah, AA, somebody's got to step up. The whole thing is here, to be totally honest with you guys, I don't know whom is going to do it, but I know that somebody has to. If Washington is going to stay close in this game today at home and take a 2-1 series lead, they're going to need a big game from Tolliver, or they're going to need a big game from Tolliver and at least one other individual. And it's going to be tough. It's either going to be Sanders. Sanders is going to have it hard. It's going to be tough for Sanders today. That's why I haven't spoken much about Sanders today in this matchup, because she's got to deal with E. Will and with Breland. And with no Deladon, it doesn't open up the floor the way it was before. And T-Hawk, definitely because of size. She's a big girl, will match up okay with Elizabeth Williams. But Elizabeth Williams, wide wingspan, shot blocker, Breland went nuts the other day with 7 blocks, and I told you guys that Breland was needed to have a big game in the last game for Atlanta to be able to get to another level and win, and she did that, and she did that with her defense. 7 block shots, man. That is crazy. She scored 21 fantasy points for us with blocks. I wasn't on her, but she, I didn't squeeze her in any of my last lineups, but she is definitely someone that I have on a few of my lineups today. Jessica Breland. Okay, Neely says this is not the night to pay up for bigs. Well, not if it's for me. They ain't, to be totally honest with you, if you're not on Griner, then the best other bet is Stewart, and that is it. Other than that, all these girls here, Williams, Howard, Breland, and Sanders, are all majorly in play today, and I love the Atlanta front court today against Washington for sure. Breland and Williams should be a must in everyone's lineup today. If you're looking for value, obviously, like I said, there is some value. There's more value for me, in my opinion, in the forward spot than there is in the guards, because I got here easily on my list. You got about 1, 2, 3. I got about 7 players from Billings, Hawkins, Robinson, Camille Little, McGee, Stafford, Peters, and Crystal Thomas are all possible value plays. Obviously, Billings, Hawkins, and Robinson are the better choices, as far as matchup. Natasha Howard. I am not on Natasha Howard tonight. Natasha Howard has had a little rough go here in this series. Now, we know that she has great upside, guys. She's capable of putting up 45, 50. We know that. But this has been a little rough go for her here against Phoenix. She's had a rough go against Phoenix, and pretty much throughout the season. I'm trying to find my paperwork here, and I don't find her. But Miss Howard would be someone that you could definitely fade today. I like the other girls in between. I think it's also a tough night for Sanders to deal with Breland and E. Will. So for me, I personally believe the best choices is if you're going to go forward, either take Breland or Williams, and then definitely go with a couple of value plays and pay up on the guards. And the guards you got 4 choices in the Seattle Phoenix game alone, because Lloyd, Bird, Bonner, and as well as Taurasi are all fantastic plays. Some of these, and another thing also, if you guys are playing DK as well, there's a couple of nice little value plays on DK. I mean, T. Hawk is a respectable price on DK. I'm going to go right into it now. T. Hawkins, okay, 4,200. Langhorn, 4,400. Billings, 3,800. Robinson, 3,500. McGee, Stafford, 33. And then you got here at 3,000. Peters is in here, as well as Thomas. So, I mean, there's a couple of nice cheap plays here. So, considering that at DK, the guards' prices are just like totally ridiculous. But you can. I did 2 lineups here, and I was able to put a lineup together where I have actually one of these girls up here in the top at 12,500. And when it comes here to the guards on DK, there was a couple girls. Like Canada is a very good price, 3,900. So, Jordan Canada would be probably a nice play here. Monique Curry is only 3,300 on DK. Yvonne Turner is only 3,200. Lalani Mitchell is only 3. Sorry about that, guys. Only 3K. That is cheap for a girl that more than likely is going to get some minutes today. On the upper tier here, I mean, if you're playing DK, they're pretty much about the same price on Fanduel. I think the Fanduel prices are obviously better today, especially the forwards. But over here, like I said, Canada is good. Ruffin Pratt, 3,400. That's pretty good, man. That's not a bad price on DK. So you can actually do well on DK by getting a couple of these lower tier plays here, these value plays, and sticking a couple of those massive prices on these guards and forwards here, and you should be okay. Even though you got E. Will here, 8,900, you know, a little pricey, but not too far off from where she's at, about 2,000 more here, which is typically is around the range. Angel Robinson only 3,500 here. Power is only 3,700. So you got some plays here on DK with Langhorn 4,400, Hawkins 42, Billings 38, Powers 37, Robinson at 3,500, McGee Stafford 33. So yeah, I mean, you know, if you're playing DK, you could definitely get some cheap value there and get yourself some monsters. Okay, Nas Master says he likes Powers over Ruffin Pratt. Powers is probably going to get a, you know, I mean, I don't know why they're not utilizing her, but she is someone with Della Don out. She is someone that might get some minutes. I still think T. Hawkins, because she's going to start. Aerial Powers, I don't know what the starting lineup is going to be, but I would think T. Hawkins is going to fill in and start for Della Don. But I would not be surprised if Aerial Powers starts. I just still think that T. Hawkins is going to get a little bit more time. Now, if Powers comes in there and she makes a difference, hey, you know, it's really a tough call. Again, you know, it is tough to make these decisions for the WNBA. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. All right, Tori, good luck to you, buddy. Powers or Langhorn? James Perkins asks. Ooh, wow. Powers or Langhorn? That's a tough one, man. Powers. I know Langhorn's numbers look okay. Damn, it's only 2 minutes in the last game. That is just rough. 2 minutes. You only put up 6 fantasy points in 12 minutes. Jeez. It's crazy. She's never gotten massive minutes, but she has a nice little upside here. I see that she got 24 against LA. Ah, man. It's a tough one, James, man. It really is. It's really tough to give you a sound play there with Powers and Langhorn. Something is telling me Langhorn, you know. She has had a little bit of success here, and she's playing, it seems like she's playing a little bit more on average the minutes, maybe 14 to 16, 17 minutes. So I don't know. I'm gonna say Langhorn. I at least if you asking me who I would take and I would put in my lineup today, if I was gonna stick one of those, I probably will be going with Langhorn. All right, Hawkins is starting. Okay, thank you for that, Neely. Mark Benitez. Yeah, that might be a possibility. You know, I kind of agree with you on that. But it will be Hawkins, Aerial Powers, and maybe Hines Allen as well as Crystal Thomas. I think that's a bit much. I think Hawkins is going to get, if you're asking who's going to get the minutes here, I think it's going to be Hawkins. And if she plays well enough, she'll get more than anybody else. I would be really, really surprised if Hines Allen gets more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes or Crystal Thomas. Bird or Lloyd? I will always go with Lloyd simply because she has a little bit more upside. She's capable of putting up 45, 50. And at the price that she at, I mean, that's a good price, man. 6,500, you can't go wrong. And she more than likely could get you, 30. So if you look at the floor for her, she's probably, at 27. I think she can get you as, well, at least as far as on average, I think she's going to be at least near her average. I won't say floor because her floor could probably be as low as 18 or 19. Okay, Neely says you got to go with Atkins. Yeah, I think you're the second or third person who's mentioned Atkins. Ariel Atkins, I've been on her the whole series. I haven't played her I didn't play her in any of my lineups in the last one, but I did in game one. And I don't intend to play her in today's lineup because I kind of like some of the lineups that I put together with other players. But she is definitely someone that to consider. I already mentioned that. Definitely. Ariel Atkins, 5,800. Capable of getting you 35 plus. Absolutely. Tarazi or Bonner? T-Dot, I'm always going to go with Bonner, man. It's just simply because, you know, and you know why. If you remember, I've said it time and time again. It's just I'm always a little fearful of Taurasi losing her steam, losing her discipline, and getting into foul trouble or turning over the ball a massive amount of times. But let's take a quick look at Taurasi here. All right, she has been playing better. I know she had a solid game in the last one, only 2 turnovers, but you see, game 1, 6 turnovers, and that's what I'm concerned with. She may have another 5-6 turnover game and maybe only get you a 35 spot. I love the 50-point upside of Bonner. And if we look here, you can see Bonner, you see, this is a bad game for Bonner, 4 turnovers. But she still put up 21 points from the floor, which is massive. These girls are going to play massive minutes, man. Bonner and Taurasi, I would not be surprised at all. These girls both get 50 plus today. Neely says, Taurasi at home is cold-blooded. Hell yeah, she is a freaking savage. She is, you know, she just looks mean and tough. Diana Taurasi, hey, she's Italian, man. You know, she's got to be Italian to Taurasi. Claudio Atkins, better upside. Atkins, better cash play, solid poly play would be Cloud for me. Lalani Mitchell in play. Calvin Fortune, yes. Lalani Mitchell, I mentioned, she is probably going to get some time today due to Miss Talbert being out. I think Lalani and Yvonne Turner are both going to get some time. I know Turner has been getting a little bit more than Mitchell. And then I also see in the front court, maybe possibly Angel Robinson also getting some of those minutes. So who wins, Phoenix or Seattle? I think for us, if we want to see more fantasy 2-game slates, we want Phoenix. We want Phoenix to win because we want them to stay in the series. I still like Seattle. I think Seattle's the best team in the league. I think Seattle's gonna, as long as they stay healthy, I think Seattle's gonna win the championship this year. But it would be nice to see a game 4 and stretch this out so we can see another 2-game slate. Because remember, if they lose tonight, then the rest of the series between Atlanta and Washington is going to be a 1-game slate, which those suck, as you know. Stewart or Griner, James Rogers, we had discussed already. If you just came in, both of those girls that I played, they pretty much are at the same range as far as field goal percentage and so on and so forth, and as far as fantasy points per game during the course of their competition between the two teams when they've played against each other. But Stewart is $500 cheaper. If you want to use the $500 to utilize that to get value somewhere else and be able to pay up for someone else, I think the best bet is to go with Stewart. But again, Griner is at home, so you always want to go with the home team as much as you can. But I still think Stewart is probably the better play. They both have 50-point upside, so you're really not losing out too much. I think if you just want to save a few bucks, $500, I think Stewart is the best play. Stewart's price is ridiculous. I mean, Griner's price is about right. Stewart's price, $7,800, is cheap. She's averaging 42 fantasy points per game, 50-point upside. She's at $7,800. You only really need to get 38 to meet value. So she should exceed value, and that's what we want to see. Yeah, Ariel Atkins again. She needs to knock down some threes and hit her perimeter shots. If she does that, she's gonna be fine. When she's not hot, she's not hot. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, and Natasha Cloud. What I like about Cloud is she's a little feisty, man. She's a baller. She plays. She's gonna be tough. She's the one who's been really defending a lot Tolliver, and she's been Tolliver. She's the one who's been really defending Montgomery and giving Montgomery a hard time, man. So Montgomery's been, but again, don't fall asleep on Montgomery. I've been saying it. I'm not on Montgomery today, but watch it. The day that I do not have Montgomery on one of my lineups, she puts up 35, 40, even 40 plus. So mark my words, if that does happen, don't fall asleep on Montgomery. But I am not on her today. Stewart is the best forward today. I agree. I like Stewart. Also, you gotta, hey man, a little respect to her. She's the MVP of the league. MVP. Okay, Bart Benitez, you asked Renee Montgomery or Alex Bentley. Well, right now at the moment, no, there's no doubt, Mark, that Montgomery has more upside. She takes more shots. She can be very explosive. But Bentley has shown thus far that she's been able to handle Washington. So Alex Bentley, Bentley puts up points, but she doesn't do much more. She can shoot and she'll hit the 2-point shot. She just doesn't do a lot of the other things that we need to see fantasy points, and that's what is a little disappointing about Bentley. But she's been shooting well, so if you want someone that's going to shoot well, definitely Bentley. If you want a GPP play, like I said, don't fall asleep on Montgomery. She may be someone that may have an explosive game today. Angel Guard, ridiculous the price of Stewart. Yes, Stewart's price. I mean, I don't know if you think that she's too pricey. Obviously, she is just too cheap on Fanduel today. There's just no doubt. 70. She's been cheap the whole series, I think. She's been like at 8, and then all of a sudden she was at 78, and I think she's at 78 again today for the third game, and that's ridiculous. It's just she is better. She is definitely should be able to get you 40 or better. Atlanta guards on Tolliver and Cloud. Like I said, they seem to be handling Tolliver and all season long. They've been tough on Tolliver, and those girls are athletic, man. Hayes and Sykes are very tough, man. They move up and down the floor. They're very, very quick. It's really, really going to be tough. Remember, these teams usually are kind of paced up. It's going to be a little different with Delle Donne not on the floor, man. Remember, Delle Donne loves going up and down the court too, and with her not on the floor, this is why I'm saying that I would not be surprised they go a little small and utilize Atkins, Cloud, all their guards out there, and just use only Miss Sanders up front with T-Hawk time to time. I would not be surprised they go through stretches of the game doing that and hope that they can make it into a more faster-paced game and open up some shots, especially from 3 for Ariel Atkins, for Christy Tolliver. These girls take the most threes on the team. Lloyd or Hayes? T-Dot, I'm going to go Lloyd. I mean, Tiffany Hayes is solid. Will get you 30 to 32, 20. I would say anywhere between 28 and 32. She's pretty good for that. I love her always for a cash play, but I'm a GPP guy, and I'm basically trying to give you guys the best possible GPP plays. So I would say Lloyd. She has 50-point upside. It's an area that, for me, Hayes doesn't really get to that level as often. So for me, I would probably go with Lloyd. But again, Tiffany Hayes may have a great game today. She did have a solid one the last one out. I think a little like 36, 37 fantasy points. So we're getting almost ready to rock and roll here. So again, man, I see we got about 50 people watching, man. I appreciate you guys dropping a like on the live stream. It helps my channel. I greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to go to another level. We all know how that is. If you guys do not know, that's how it works on social media and all this stuff, especially with the rankings and the algorithms that are involved with these softwares of YouTube and Google and all that. So, trying to build a big community here. I definitely would appreciate you guys dropping a like on the live streams and, of course, on my videos when you watch them. So again, just before I go, obviously, I don't know. Anybody knows if we filled in that 20-player pool? We were, I think, one short. I'm sure somebody signed up by now. We should probably have those 20 players. Other than that, I am planning to do an NFL league. So anybody's interested in that, just give your gamer. You can leave the gamer tag here, your FanDuel tag, on here on the chat box, and I'll take it from there. And from there, I will send an invite to you. Or all right, Devin, thank you for telling me that it is full. Good. So we got 20 players in the DFS Zone tournament tonight. Again, that was a $2 entry. I would love to bring somebody recommended we should move that up to $5. I have no problem with that. If anybody's willing to play a $5 game maybe for the next game, if Phoenix is to win today and stretch this series, we'll probably be able to have a 2-game slate on Sunday. If we do that, then obviously I'll be more than happy to move that to $5 if you guys wish to do that, so that somebody could take down a bigger prize. It's obviously 20 players, and it was a $2 entry. I think first place is like $18 or something like that. So it's the top 3 cash. So I'm glad that we filled that up. All right, thank you, Angel Guard, for all that. Yeah, as soon as I close up here, I'm gonna keep the text box, and I'm gonna write down all those gamer tags. This way, I'm able to send you guys invites when I do things, and you guys decide for yourself if you want to get in or not. It's probably the best way. I really want to do it among the community players, people that are involved with the channel, comes to the live shows. Those are the individuals that I want to be able to do these tournaments and leagues with. And it's just another way for us to grow the channel and to also make it a more fun place to come and play DFS. Thank you, Henry. Mark, what's my username on DK? Or it goes by my regular real name. I have to change that. I changed mine on Fanduel here because Fanduel, I guess they realized I told them that I had a YouTube channel and they gave me an opportunity to change it, so I changed it to DFS Zone. On DK, I haven't done that because I only play on DK, only NFL. But I am going to get a little more active on DK. I've been doing that as of late too, playing a few MLB tournaments and so on and so forth. So I plan to speak to them directly and try to make a DFS Zone as well if it's not taken. At the moment, it is JM Cortez 66. So you can look for me on DK as JM Cortez. Cortez is Cortes, and then the number 66 right after. You're welcome, Tim, man. I do the best I can. All right, I appreciate you coming out. All right, guys, we got about 10 minutes, actually under 10 minutes to go, man. I hope you guys make those changes in the lineups. Remember, couple of little value plays today at forward if you want to make some changes. I still, again, think there's some good value play there. I think that you could definitely pay up on the guards today and just take two solid guards, 2 stud guards, and maybe have a mid-tier guard there, and then take 3 value plays at forward. You can go that route. And again, as far as game stacks or team stacks, not really anything major. Obviously, the 2 guards for Seattle and the 2 guards for Phoenix, for me, probably are the best team stacks. In the Atlanta, Washington is very, very tough. I don't see anybody there that I'm really intrigued with without Deladon not there, so I'm not going to recommend anybody. All right, Joel, thank you for that. Hawkins is starting. I pretty much thought that would be the case. All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, again, I appreciate you guys coming out. We'll see what happens, man. We got to hope that Phoenix wins tonight so that we'll have another 2-game slate on Sunday and possibly another live show. There will be another video. Again, for all of you that are new and are watching for the first time, hey, please do subscribe down below. Please drop a like on the live stream or on my videos. I truly appreciate it. And there will be NFL action coming up. NFL begins next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I am covering the NFL, and I will be covering the NBA when it returns back in mid-October. So look for all that. Definitely subscribe. Definitely put on those post notifications. This way, when you want to get this information that I'm going to be able to share with you guys, you'll be able to get that information to your mobile device, your desktop computer or laptop right away. All right, guys? All right, God bless, man. Everybody have a great night. I hope everybody wins some money, and I'll see you guys on the next show.